Hello, this is Mike Kellner, ITL 5633, and this is my bookmark comparison assignment that I am completing using Screencastify for the first time. It's been quite a challenge to get Screencastify to do what I want it to do. Premium subscription helped a lot. I'm going to start by taking a look at LiveBinder. And this is the live binder that I have created for this class. You see all the tabs for the modules that we've been working on as we've gone throughout this unit. Right over here on the right-hand side, we've got this video tutorial on YouTube. This was essential to kickstarting my live binder experience. Once you actually get in and start editing the live binder, it is quite easy, but without this little video tutorial, I'm sure I would have been very, very frustrated. Here we're taking a look at the edit view of my live binder, and you can see all the tabs, the main tabs that I've put in. Then of course I've added all the little sub tabs down beneath those. And really, I like the way this is organized. It all seems very logical, and after you've done it for a few times, it is very, very easy to work with. Something that made this even easier was the live binder it. And using that live binder it made it very, very simple to add more tabs, or more likely than not, a sub tab to one of my main tabs. And that was largely how I was adding the information through there, was by using the live binder it, which was really very, very simple to use after I got it installed. Getting it installed was a little bit of a chore, but once you got that figured out, this was pretty simple to use. This is one that I've actually kind of toyed around with. I've got this idea that maybe at some point I will spring a live binder on my kids, and so I've kind of been playing around with that just a little bit. Here you see a live binder that I've created for my 7th grade students, and mainly what this contains right now at this point are just videos that I would like them to see, or I would like to show them at different points throughout this unit. Really no great big cons that I can see with this. A lot of useful features here. Again, it is something that I'm contemplating using with my kids. I know a lot of teachers have had success with it, and it's just going to be incumbent on me to figure out the best way to use that with my students. The other item that I'm going to look at is the Symbaloo. This is the web mix, the ITL 5633 web mix that I have created for this class. This, of the two, LiveBinder and Symbaloo, I believe this is the one that students would probably appreciate the most. It is very colorful. We've got all these tiles that look like apps on your phone. This is something that the kids are going to be very, very familiar with. Adding the tiles is incredibly simple. Of course, you could just select a URL and then create a tile and paste that URL in there. That was pretty easy. That was how I added a lot of the live binder accounts. My classmates' live binder accounts were added to my Symbaloo webmix in that fashion. Or, of course, you could just search a tile. And that's how a lot of these got put in here. I would search for a particular tile of a program that I was interested in learning more about. I could just find that in there and click on it, and it's automatically added in there. If later on I found out that it was a tile that I didn't really want to use, well, it was just too easy just to delete it back out. Now, my big con, and it's really not that big of a con, it's not that big of a negative. There are ways to mitigate it. I've got it's the same problem I run into on my phone. I've got all my little app tiles, and I get confused on where they are. So on this particular web mix, I was just trying to keep it all on one page. But to keep it organized, I put all my different little social studies tiles over here. I've got a lot of little slide decks, pair deck, Pictochart, Flipgrid, these kinds of things down here. I kept my live binder tiles over here. That was just so I could keep it all organized in my head. Now, I think a way to do that would be just to add an additional tab later on if you needed to. And you could organize that and keep your tiles separated by having those different web mixes. But just right there, for an old guy like me, it was a little bit confusing from time to time. Between the two, these are both very useful programs. I can see a use for both of these with my students, and they are in 7th grade. I think it's something that they could work with, and I look forward to learning more and utilizing this more in the future. Thanks for stopping by and listening.